In the high-altitude village of Koran, the air was thin and the paths were steep. It was a place where strength mattered, and no one was stronger or more tired than a young porter named Milo. Milo's job was to carry supplies from the valley floor up to the village. But Milo had a habit that made his life infinitely harder. He didn't just carry supplies, he carried worries. To Milo, a worrying felt like a physical thing. If he made a mistake in a conversation, he replayed it in his head for days. If there was a rumor of a harsh winter, he tensed his shoulders in anticipation months in advance. He walked through life with a furrowed brow, his mind constantly chewing on problems that hadn't happened yet or regrets that were long past. One foggy morning, Milo was hauling a crate of apples up the winding trail. His legs burned, and his breath came in short, sharp gasps. But the heaviest thing wasn't the crate, it was his mind. He was worrying about the strap on his sandal, what if it breaks? He was worrying about the apples, what if they are bruised and the merchant yells at me? He was worrying about his own exhaustion, what if I am not strong enough to do this forever? Halfway up the mountain, near a small wooden bridge that crossed a rushing waterfall, Milo's legs gave out. He sat down hard on the damp moss, his chest heaving. He felt like weeping. It was just too much. Sitting on the railing of the bridge was an old woman named Sarah. She was watching the water rush by. She held a small, smooth stone in her hand. She looked at Milo, then at his crate, then at his face. "You are carrying 3 loads, boy," she said. Her voice was barely louder than the splashing water. Milo wiped sweat from his eyes. "I am carrying 1 crate of apples, grandmother." "No," Sarah shook her head. "You are carrying the apples. That is the first load. That is the only real load." She pointed a bony finger at his head. "The second load is the weight of the past, the mistakes you made yesterday, the conversations you regret. And the third load is the weight of the future, the fears of what might go wrong tomorrow." Milo looked down at his boots. "But I have to think about them. If I don't worry about the strap breaking, I won't be prepared. If I don't worry about the merchant, I might be careless." Sarah hopped off the railing. She held out the small stone in her hand. "Hold this." Milo took the stone. It was small, round, and light. "Is it heavy?" she asked. "No," Milo said. "It weighs nothing." "Hold it arm's length," she commanded. Milo extended his arm over the rushing water, holding the pebble, still light. "Yes, keep holding it," she said. And she turned back to watch the waterfall. Minutes passed. The sound of the water was hypnotic. But slowly, a dull ache began in Milo's shoulder. It crept down his bicep. His fingers began to tingle. The small stone, which had weighed nothing, now felt like a lead weight. His arm began to tremble. "Grandmother," Milo gritted his teeth. "My arm is tired." "Why?" she asked, not looking at him. "The stone hasn't changed. It is the same weight it was 5 minutes ago." "Because I've been holding it too long," Milo groaned. "Exactly," Sarah whispered. She turned to face him. "The problems in your mind are like this stone. Thinking about a problem for a minute is necessary. It is like picking up the stone to examine it, but you hold on to them. You keep your arm extended all day, every day. You go to sleep holding the stone, you wake up holding the stone. And you wonder why you are exhausted." Milo looked at the trembling pebble. "So what do? I can't just drop my responsibilities." "You don't drop the responsibility," Sarah said. "You drop the tension, you fix the strap, and then you put the thought down. You deliver the apples, and then you put the thought down. You do not carry the bridge while you are crossing the river." She nodded at his hand. "Let it go." Milo opened his fingers. The stone fell. It hit the water with a tiny plip and was instantly gone, swept away by the current. The relief in his arm was immediate. The blood rushed back into his fingers. The ache vanished. "The river takes it," Sarah smiled. "The river of time takes everything eventually. You only hurt yourself by trying to hold it back." Milo stood up. He looked at his crate of apples. He checked his sandal strap. It was fraying slightly. He took a piece of leather cord from his pocket, tied it off, and fixed it. Then, he took a deep breath. "The strap is fixed," he told himself. "I am putting the stone down." He lifted the crate. It was still heavy. Apples are heavy, after all. But the crushing weight on his chest was lighter. He began to walk up the path. 10 minutes later, the thought of the angry merchant popped into his head. His stomach tightened. He felt his arm mentally extending, grabbing the stone. He stopped. He visualized the waterfall. He visualized his hand opening. I am delivering the apples as best I can, he thought. That is enough. He let the thought fall into the imaginary river. Milo did not become a carefree man overnight. For years, he would still catch himself clutching onto worries, holding his arm out until it shook with pain. But he had learned the secret. He knew that the pain wasn't coming from the size of the problem, but from the length of time he held it, the lesson. We often confuse worrying with problem solving. We think that if we keep a problem in our mind, spinning it over and over, we are controlling it. But we are only exhausting ourselves. A glass of water is light if you hold it for a minute. If you hold it for an hour, your arm will ache. If you hold it for a day, your arm will go numb and paralyzed. The weight of the glass doesn't change, but the longer you hold it, the heavier it becomes. Learn to put the glass down. Deal with the problem when you can, and when you cannot act, let the river take the thought. Your strength is needed for carrying today's load, not yesterday's regrets or tomorrow's fears.